For celebrities, it's all about publicity. Getting yourself in front of the public eye to promote a project or even just to remind people that you still exist is basically how you maintain fame in Hollywood. Many celebrities do it, but for some, the outcome isn't always what they hoped for. Today, we're going to talk about the times where things went wrong as we count down the top 10 worst celebrity publicity stunts that destroyed their careers. At number 10, Aubrey Plaza. Even though many have tried, I feel like award shows aren't really the place to be pulling weird stunts because they never end well. I mean, look at the Kanye VMA moment. It was just straight up cringy. But even the embarrassment factor can't stop all celebrities from pulling stunts at these events. And actress Aubrey Plaza is one of those stars who tried to pull some kind of stunt and it totally backfired, and it actually got her kicked out of the event. While attending the MTV Movie Awards back in 2013, Aubrey ran up on stage barefoot and tried to pry one of those golden popcorn trophies out of Will Ferrell's hands after he had just won the award for comedic genius. The comedian thought that the stunt was staged at first, but it turned out to have been a publicity stunt for one of Aubrey's films called The To-Do List, which she had spelled out across her chest. It was just a really cringy moment that I'm sure a lot of people have been trying to forget about, so sorry for bringing it up again. At number 9, Sacha Baron Cohen. Sacha Baron Cohen is quite the jokester and is known for his wild characters. From Bruno to Borat, he seems to always be in character, and this was seemingly no exception at the Academy Awards in 2012. Sacha was at the event and walked the red carpet in character as Admiral General Shahbaz al-Din from his film The Dictator. Along with being accompanied by 2 bodyguards, he had a prop with him, a golden urn filled with the pretend ashes of North Korean Premier Kim Jong-il. While walking the red carpet, he stopped to be interviewed by Ryan Seacrest, and then this happened. Sacha dumped the ashes on Ryan, ruining his suit and causing quite a scene at the event. Weeks later, we found out that Sacha's original target was actually George Clooney, but since it was a big night for him, they skipped Clooney, and the unfortunate prank landed on Ryan instead. After that, Ryan purposely steered clear of Sacha, refusing to interview him, and the Academy has been vigilant of Sacha's stunts, though they haven't really been able to stop him since. Before we carry on talking about when publicity stunts went wrong, why not take a moment to leave a like on this video if you're enjoying it so far, and while you're at it, consider subscribing to the channel to see more videos like this one. At number 8, Sinead O'Connor. In October 1992, Sinead O'Connor caused some controversy during her guest spot on SNL. She was brought on the show to be the evening's musical guest, and already people were a little confused by her as she refused to sing one of her songs from her recent album at the time. Instead, she opted to sing an a cappella version of Bob Marley's song War. It was an intense performance, and she even changed some of the lyrics to specifically mention young people. As the song came to an end and she was wrapping up the performance, she pulled out a photo of Pope John Paul II and tore it up, saying, quote, "Fight the real enemy." Sinead's actions caused quite a stir. After her performance, NBC started receiving thousands of angry calls over the following days, and even some celebrities came forward to criticize Sinead's actions. She wanted to bring attention to the Catholic Church's treatment of young people because she's had personal experience with such things. This was certainly a publicity stunt gone wrong. At number 7, Kathy Griffin. Out of all the celebrity Twitter scandals out there, I think Kathy Griffin's scandal is probably the most well known. For those who might not know the story behind this and the comedian's cancellation, back in 2017, Kathy posted a photo of herself holding a fake model of Donald Trump's head. The post was pretty gory and bloody and graphic, and it offended a lot of people. Trump's supporters and non-supporters alike were pretty taken aback by this post, as many people said that she took things way too far. As a result of the post, Kathy was subsequently fired from CNN, where she held a job co-hosting the New Year's Eve broadcast alongside Anderson Cooper. But after this bloodied head broke the internet, the broadcasters cut ties with the comedian, and it did a lot of damage to her career. She was already someone who was known for being a little offensive at times, and so this scandal really affected her career greatly. She regretted making this post because of how much backlash she got at the time, and she issued an apology for it, but after the most recent presidential election, she posted that same photo again, so maybe she didn't regret it as much as we thought she did. But honestly, who knows? At number 6, Janet Jackson. The Super Bowl halftime show is the one moment a year that millions of people tune in to watch the same thing. People turn off their reality TV programs and reruns of Jeopardy to grab a snack and watch the year's biggest performance. Well, during the 2004 Super Bowl halftime show, viewers watched a serious wardrobe malfunction happen that was life-changing to say the least. Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake were performing together when a move went wrong and Janet's breasts ended up getting exposed. Following the incident, the media dubbed Nipplegate, the FCC sued CBS for the live incident in a $550,000 lawsuit citing indecent exposure for their cause. Janet Jackson was put through the ringer for her part in the scandal. As a result, she was uninvited to the Grammy Awards that year, and her songs were even blacklisted from the radio. Even the next few albums she released following the incident was met with negative reviews because of the scandal. If this were to have happened now, I doubt she would have been met with such severe backlash. It was later discovered that the whole incident happened because the two performers had added a costume reveal into their performance at the last minute, and though it was rehearsed, the stunt failed, resulting in Janet's exposure. It was all an accident that ended up destroying someone's career. At number 5, Milli Vanilli. In the 90s, there was a huge music scandal that ended careers and ended in tragedy. The lip sync scandal that surrounded Milli Vanilli was one of music's biggest scandals, and it revealed that they were never really a group and everything was fake. This stage act was put together by German record producer Frank Farian as he attempted to create the next biggest music stars like one big publicity stunt. It worked in theory, but they fell from grace as quickly as they rose. He had a vision to be able to release amazing music, but he needed the perfect people to sell it, and that's where Morvan and Politis came into play. These two dancers were hired to be the bright shining faces of Milli Vanilli, and even though it was a musical act, they never had to sing. In fact, they lip-synced their entire career. Their act was a hit, and it worked for a while, even earning themselves a Grammy for their song Girl You Know It's True, but like all good things, they can never last. Milli Vanilli conquered the Billboard charts. They were asked to tour and perform live, but things started to get difficult for them since this act never really sang, and playing pretend on stage just wasn't cutting it. Eventually, they were caught in the act, so to speak, as their track suddenly stopped working during a live performance, revealing that they were faking it all along. At number 4, Joe Exotic. After the success of the Tiger King documentary on Netflix, Joe Exotic became something of a celebrity. He became more of a meme, but news sources were still reporting on his life developments as though he was just any other public figure. In fact, they're still reporting on him, and I really don't know why. Joe's ex-husband, John Finley, recently came forward to talk about his relationship with the big cat owner and exposed his marriage to him, revealing that it was all fake. John said that his whole marriage was just for Joe's popularity, remarking that the wedding that they showed in the documentary was all, quote, basically a publicity stunt so Joe could get his own reality TV series. John has also said that he's since moved on with a woman and is trying to forget his past with Joe, which is a bit difficult for him since he's still carrying around tattoos of Joe's name, which he says will be covered up in the future. At number 3, Paula Deen. There was once a time where everyone was in love with Paula Deen. She was once the wholesome southern mom who loved to cook, but after 2013, her public image was tarnished after a lawsuit revealed her racist actions to the world. Back then, Paula was facing legal action from one of her former employees who alleged that Paula was racist towards her and that she had been repeatedly harassed while working at one of her restaurants. After being deposed, the truth came out after Paula was asked if she had ever used the N-word, and she admitted to it. After this came out, things got worse for Paula and backlash ensued. As anyone would do, Paula tried to control the situation and de-escalate it, and even sat down for an interview on the Today Show, but instead of owning up to her actions and trying to clear her name as most people would try and do in that situation, Paula instead downplayed this situation, deflected the blame, and even commented on how surprised she was that people were mad about what she did. It was thought that this interview was all done for publicity, not for making a public apology, and after this, her career has never been the same. At number 2, Britney Spears and Madonna. Can you believe that it's been around 18 years since Britney Spears and Madonna blew people's minds when they kissed live on stage at the MTV VMAs? After Britney, Madonna, and Christina Aguilera opened the show with a performance, they did something that was considered pretty bold for the time, and Britney and Madonna shared a kiss. The moment was broadcast, but cameras were cut for a brief moment, so those watching at home didn't see the whole thing, but the other people in the audience sure did. The camera did a brief pan around the room when the kiss happened, and people were stunned, taken aback, and losing their minds over what was going on stage. This kiss made headlines, and as expected, people talked about it and caused it to be a much bigger deal than it really should have been. Either way, looking back on it now so many years later, I have to say, that was pretty epic. And finally, at number 1, Kanye West. I think we all know that Kanye West is an outspoken dude. No matter the circumstance or setting, Kanye will do whatever he wants when he feels like it and won't apologize for any of it. One example of this has to come from his commentary on the situation in New Orleans after Hurricane Katrina hit Louisiana back in 2005. After the devastating storm passed through the area, celebrities were gathered to do a televised fundraiser to help those affected. Teleprompters were set up for the stars to read statements and encourage people to donate, but Kanye decided to Kanye it up a bit and added his own thoughts to the situation.
I've even been shopping before even giving a donation, so now I'm calling my business manager right now to see what is the biggest amount I can give.
Kanye went on a tangent about how he feels for the people affected, especially the black families struggling to stay safe and fed, saying that he wanted to donate as much as he could to the cause. He went on for a while, and after he passed it back to Mike Myers, who he was presenting with, Kanye took the attention back to then say the infamous line,
"George Bush doesn't care about black people."
They immediately immediately cut the broadcast from them and went over to someone else, and Kanye's remarks were made famous, but probably not in the best way. Before we wrap things up for today, I want you guys to leave a comment down below telling me which celebrity publicity stunt you think failed the worst. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Anyways, that's it for me. I've been your host, P. Room, and until next time, stay safe, make good choices, and stay groovy, friends.